Namaste, angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of Sunday, August 2nd through Saturday to come, August 8th. We're going to get right into it, beginning with the Christian calendar and August 6th, making note of the number 6. The Feast of the Transfiguration of the Lord. Of course, Lord in this context referring to Jesus Christ, because this is the Christian calendar. And for a little bit more information, I've gone to www.franciscanmedia.org. All three synoptic gospels tell the story of the Transfiguration. Matthew 17, 1 through 8, Mark 9, 2 through 9, and Luke 9, 28 through 36. With remarkable agreement, all three place the event shortly after Peter's confession of faith that Jesus is the Messiah and Jesus' first prediction of his passion and death. Peter's eagerness to erect tents or booths on the spot suggests that it occurred during the week-long Jewish feast of booths in the fall. We saw some tents and things in the neighborhood the other day, and my daughter goes, "What is that?" Like you presume naturally these days that everything is connected to COVID. And I'm like, oh no, it's the Feast of Tabernacles. I almost forgot about it. Yes, that's what it's called. Anyway. According to scripture scholars, in spite of the text's agreement, it is difficult to reconstruct the disciples' experience because the Gospels draw heavily on Old Testament descriptions of the Sinai encounter with God and prophetic visions of the Son of Man. Certainly, Peter, James, and John had a glimpse of Jesus' divinity strong enough to strike fear into their hearts. Such an experience defies description. So they drew on familiar religious language to describe it, and certainly Jesus warned them that his glory and his suffering were to be inextricably connected, a theme John highlights throughout his gospel. Tradition names Mount Tabor as the site of the revelation. A church first raised there in the 4th century was dedicated on August 6th. A feast in honor of the Transfiguration was celebrated in the Eastern Church from about that time. Western observance began in some localities about the 8th century. On July 22nd, 1456, Crusaders defeated the Turks at Belgrade. News of the victory reached Rome on August 6th, and Pope Callistus III placed the feast on the Roman calendar the following year. One of the Transfiguration accounts is read on the 2nd of Lent each year, proclaiming Christ's divinity to the elect and to the baptized alike. That's an interesting separation, isn't it? The elect and the baptized. Two different groups, it seems. The gospel for the first Sunday of Lent, by contrast, is the story of the temptation in the desert, affirmation of Jesus' humanity. The two distinct but inseparable natures of the Lord were a subject of much theological argument at the beginning of the church's history. It remains hard for believers to grasp. So that was interesting, at least to me, but it didn't tell you guys anything about the Transfiguration. Do you know what the Transfiguration is at this point? After what I read, I doubt it. So let me go ahead and let you know what it is. So Jesus, before, and the disciples, well, not all the disciples, he took Peter, James, and John with him up to a mountain. I guess that's the Mount Tabor that we just read about. And he appeared also, even though he took them up to the mountain, he also appeared on the mountain alongside Moses and Elijah, who both of which, of course, had been long dead. And so it was a miraculous event. It was them, witnessing Jesus able to sort of navigate more than one physical plane at once. And it was amazing. And so they all wrote about it. I guess that's all there is to say about it. But it's another reminder that, Christianity is man-made and didn't necessarily come from Jesus. Jesus, if that was even his name, which many of us don't believe it was because the letter J didn't exist in his language at that time. Some say Yahweh. In the Quran, it's Isa. In any case, that person, that being, was Christed, meaning anointed. That's why they called him Jesus Christ, and that's from where Christianity comes, from the Christ part. Not really because of him, because he was a Jew, and he basically railed against his own religion, tried to get them to throw out the old rules, brought some new rules in that he said, rather than following the laws of man, we follow the laws of God. Here they are. And it was rejected, and that's why he was murdered. But the fact that he's showing up here with Moses and Elijah, who also were Jewish, not Christians, because I don't know how people forget that there were no Christians at that time. It's a reminder of the fact that it was, at one point, everybody was just one, and with one God, unless people, worshipped other things. So moving on to what some of you may find a little bit more interesting and exciting, Soulmate Day, basically on the Hebrew calendar, otherwise known as Tu B'Av. And for a little bit more on that, it's also known as the 15th of Av. A little bit more on that, I've gone to www.shabbat.org. The 15th of Av, love and rebirth. The 15th of Av is undoubtedly a most mysterious day. A search of the Aruk, the code of Jewish law, reveals no observances or customs for this date, except for the instruction that the confession of sins and similar portions should be omitted from the daily prayers, as is the case with all festive dates. And that should increase one's study of the Torah, since the nights are beginning to grow longer. And, quote, the night was created for study, end quote. And the Talmud tells us that many years ago, the, quote, daughters of Jerusalem would go dance in the vineyards, end quote, on the 15th of Av. And, quote, whoever did not have a wife would go there, end quote, to find himself a bride. And the Talmud considers this the greatest festival of the year, along with Yom Kippur as a close second. Indeed, the 15th of Av cannot be a mystery. As the full moon of the tragic month of Av, it is the festival of the future redemption, and thus a day whose essence, by definition, is unknowable to our unredeemed selves. Yet also the unknowable is also ours to seek and explore. And that's another one that didn't describe what it really is. So the 15th of Av, or this day when the unmarried women would go and dance and find themselves a man, like I said, otherwise known as Soulmate Day, at least to me, is a day that begins all the way back with King Solomon as a means of encouraging mating and people going forward and prospering. And I've been making note of it and sort of celebrating it on my channel since I started back in 2016. And I have more detailed videos about it where we talked, we really explained what it was about and read from maybe the Torah. I used to do some stuff like that. But skipping all that, let's just focus on the fact that it's Soulmate Day and that I've always felt increased energy on that day. So I think I'm going to do a spread during this reading, or during the love reading probably, that is specifically dedicated to that one day, in addition to the spreads that I do for the week. And we'll see what the energy is like. But expect connections, I think, this week with your soulmates. There are no Muslim holidays this week. Yesterday was the last day of Eid al-Adha. I think next week there will be again, however. All right, so moving on to the planetary calendar. We have August 3rd at 11:59 a.m., the full moon in Aquarius, 11 degrees Aquarius. August 4th at 11:32 p.m., Mercury, ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo, enters Leo. Maybe that's why. Okay, maybe. I don't know. 0 degrees Mercury, 00 for Leo. August 4th. I'm sorry, that was August 4th. August 7th at 11:21 a.m. Venus enters Cancer also at 0 degrees. So a little bit for a little bit more about that, I've gone to www.tarot.com, beginning first with the Mercury one. Mercury in Leo, proud, lively, bold, August 4th through August 19th. We should all be ready to roar when messenger planet Mercury moves into loving Leo. This dynamic partnership signals a time, when we'll all feel a greater need to speak from the heart and to make ourselves heard loud and clear. Well, that fits nicely with Soulmate Day, right? People coming, maybe speaking the truth finally about how they feel about another person. That could happen. It should also come as no surprise that communication becomes a lot more straightforward during this transit, since fiery Leo is known for pure and enthusiastic self-expression. Language can also get a lot more colorful during Mercury in Leo. The lion loves elaborate displays and has Mercury on its side to help to add a touch of flair to the things we say. Who need facts and figures when you can make a big splash instead? Yep, that's the Leo influence hard at work during this transit. Fire sign Leo is all about direct communication, so we won't hold back when Mercury and Leo team up. If something has been on our mind, but we've been too intimidated to say it, this is the time when we'll finally have the guts to speak up. See, told you. Just be careful because Mercury is speedy and Leo is expressive, so words can come flying out of our mouths a little all too well. Mercury in Leo gives us license to thrill. Leo is one of the most entertaining and high impact zodiac signs, so we can expect a lot of jokes and laughter during this transit. An added benefit, Leo is social, meaning there will be plenty of lighthearted and witty banter to go around. Think of the confident lion mane blowing in the wind, strutting his stuff. This is our time to shine. We'll all adopt some of that self-assured swagger, making it easier to get up in front of a crowd and to put ourselves out there. If we've been putting off any speaking engagements, Mercury in Leo would be the perfect time to finally go through with it. Our creative juices could start flowing when Mercury's in Leo. This is an opportunity to channel all of Leo's passion and enthusiasm into an artistic pursuit of some kind. We might find ourselves picking up those paintbrushes and dusting off our cameras so that we can get out there and create. And then it goes on to talk about what it means when Mercury is retrograde in Leo, or if you yourself were born with this transit in your chart. So for those that want to read more about it, again, I got it from www.tarot.com. Still on that website, Venus in Cancer, nurturing, sensitive, family-oriented. Venus is the planet of love, relationships, beauty, and finances. This is another reason why it's the perfect timing for the Soulmate Day, because this is actually Venus's most loving transit. They may go on to say that in a moment, but I'm telling you already. It influences the way that we think about love, how we feel about being in a partnership, how we act in our needs and desires, and the role money and people play in our lives. Tracking which zodiac sign Venus is in can help you to see which cosmic factors are influencing you and your relationships with others. Venus is connected to Cancer in a very special way. Venus feels comfortable in Cancer, ready to spread her affection wherever she goes. Venus in Cancer motivates us to find more secure relationships since it's very emotionally connected to love. No meaningless affairs here. Home and family matters are also important to this cosmic pair. Did you hear what I said? No meaningless affairs here. This is soulmate energy. Okay, it's ripe for it. Venus is the planet of sensitivity and affection, while Cancer is the most nurturing zodiac sign. When these two get together, it creates the potential for greater intimacy and the chance to build up our romantic relationships. We'll want to stay at home and to bond, cuddle, and talk about our feelings. If your love life has been stalled, or if you've been dating a commitment phobe, then things may start looking up during this time. The urge to care for others, even mother them, will be stronger while Venus is in Cancer. Family and feeling connected to your roots will become more important and more fulfilling during this time. Nesting will provide a great deal of pleasure now, and you may decide to decorate a room in your house or to purchase new furniture or decor. Your home will be your sanctuary, and you'll want to do what you can to ensure that it is a safe space for you. If you're in the market to buy or sell, Venus, the planet of money in Cancer, related to real estate, may be a good time to act. Don't be surprised if you feel a bit moody and emotionally delicate when Venus is in Cancer, especially when it comes to your friendships and romantic partnerships. This transit can leave us feeling more sensitive than usual, opening us up to the possibility of being wounded emotionally. Cancer's self-protective nature is to withdraw and to hide when this happens, so be mindful of that possibility. The upside rather, is the upside to this level of vulnerability is that your heart will be wide open, allowing you to attract and to give love more easily. And this too goes on to talk about what it means when you are born with Venus in Cancer. And I'm done. So on that note, let's get to the dice. We are starting with no, eat cake, and weekend away. Spirit says romantic dinner. Try again. And buy shoes. Maybe for the dinner. And I'm going to go ahead and try again. And Spirit says email. So maybe somebody you've been unable to reach or get through to, or explain something. Maybe you tried talking. You tried, I don't know, smoke signals. Try email this time. So jumping into the cards now. Overall energy is the Page of Pentacles. And it's a really good energy. And it supports us when we have like work to get done. The earth signs. I mean, you guys know when I do my zodiacal readings, which I've recently done. I'm not quite finished with them, but I've done like 6 and uploaded them. But you guys know how I go on about the earth signs, even though I myself, I'm not an earth sign in this regard, like how committed and dedicated and all of that they are, how they finish what they start. I really admire that about them. And that's what the Page of Pentacles shows up to tell us that we can do too, right? The Page of Pentacles gives us sort of like a spine, a backbone, and the wherewithal to get stuff done, to stay on task and not give up and finish it, and, not allow ourselves to, to drop out, kind of, so to speak. This may be an actual person in your life, and they may be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Also, this can be about money and opportunities in money, good news about money, maybe a job or, some check that's coming in the mail, a settlement, something's finally, paying off for you in some way. And it may very well be something for which you prayed. You really, work to manifest this. And that's what the 9 of Cups shows up to say. First of all, it's like a big resounding yes from the minor arcana, but it's also a prayers answered, wishes granted, dreams coming true kind of card, similar to the Star. But the difference for me is that this guy seems kind of arrogant, like the way his arms are folded. I pay attention to body language too. And it's like, like I knew I was going to get it. It's not really how you feel after you successfully manifested something in the way. I mean, yes, you should be saying, I knew that it was going to come true, because we need faith and belief in it. But I don't know, he just looks sort of arrogant, I guess is the best word I can come up with. In any case, this is something that we've worked to bring toward ourselves, or someone, or both, and here it comes. Maybe it is going to come around the 4th, right? That's the day that we have Mercury after the 4th. That's the day we have Mercury entering the sign of Leo. Other than that, Major Arcana card 8, Strength, represents the sign of Leo, but it is a positive card in any and every area of your life, be it relationships or work. It means good things in every area. It means you have the strength and the wherewithal, the ability to face any and everything that comes your way. You can handle it. You got it. And so that could come in handy with a decision that you have to make, because you're torn on the decision. You know what the decision is. You know what you want to choose, but you're concerned that other people, won't like it, and you're trying to be a people pleaser. So rather than pick either one, you pick nothing. This can also be talking about a past situation where maybe that's what you did in relationships, and that's why you're not, or in a relationship in particular, and maybe that's why you're not with your soulmate, because you picked the person that you thought your family would like, or that made more sense on paper, and or whatever the case, and it's just not working out. And for some people, it has to do with sexual orientation. This card can come up when it's like, you try to, like, you're closeted, or you're closeted. You avoided coming out because of what other people would feel, but you may be bisexual or same sex with these two swords here, like this. And I'm noticing the new moon. Right? There's a nice crescent moon up in the corner, and with this the suit of swords, they could definitely be representative of the Aquarius new moon that is sort of waking you up to make this decision. I'm sorry, the Aquarius full moon, waking you up to make this decision. Maybe in time, by the time of the next major moon transit, like the new moon, you will have made it. And the next card is the Ace of Cups, but it is upside down. So I will stop there and get to talking about these that are in front of me. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your card is the 10 of Wands. And you're probably tired. Maybe you've been working really, really hard, either in your personal life or professionally, or both. And you could just use a break, and you really should give yourself one. This card came up for, I think it was the Virgos in the zodiacal readings that I did, the astrological readings that I did. And I was really getting the strong feeling of, it was coming up for some of them because they've just been too successful, so now they are the person carrying all the wands, all the responsibility. Everybody leans on them. It can be like from a financial standpoint, like maybe you're supporting your family. I was seeing, somebody like send money to a foreign land. Maybe that's their culture. And just like everybody, their children, their parents, their mate, maybe co-workers, maybe they run their own bit. Like everybody relies on this person. Like, God forbid anything should happen to this person, then what's going to happen to everybody else? Well, we all know, sometimes very, very sadly, life just keeps going on. Like, something happens to you, everybody else just keeps on moving. They figure out how to make a way. So when you're going through that, it's very important that you remember to take care of yourself too. You need that break, take that break. If you need literal sleep, take a nap, because it can become a health problem. And if you're successful, if you've met your goal, if this is the kind of energy you're walking with, earth sign energy, the Knight of Pentacles is the only one in all of the deck in the tarot that's said to always reach his goal. So if that's the kind of energy that you're walking with, ask yourself if you've met the goal yet. I even called my Virgo reading something like that. Like, know when you've won. Maybe set a new goal if you want a new goal. But if you've already met the goal and you surpassed it, don't just keep on going without cutting yourself a break, without, taking the time to sit down and to relish, maybe like this arrogant guy, right? To relish in your success. You deserve it. Okay? All right. Earth signs, that brings us to you, and your card, as you can see, is the Tower upright. Now, some people and readers, see the Tower and start talking crazy about how horrible it always is and stuff. That's not me. I believe you have to, well, first of all, I'm a psychic and intuitive, so I get other messages and feel things and see things, all that kind of stuff too. But you have to take the other cards into consideration. I just showed you the Page of Pentacles is our overall energy. Right behind that is the Nine of Cups. Right behind that is Strength upright. So like, how bad can this tower be? It doesn't seem like it's going to be bad at all. It's just going to be something unexpected. It could be a major aha moment. It can be, again, that soulmate walking back into your life and you're like, what the hell? You're totally unprepared, maybe totally uninterested too. But something just abruptly, totally unexpected happening in your life. And it could be really, really positive. Could be, again, unexpected job, unexpected money, or other abundance, including love. So don't think negatively. It's also possible that someone or something that has sort of like always been there for you isn't going to be anymore. And I don't mean that like in a, morbid or like dire kind of way. Could have to do with a job, like maybe abruptly, God forbid, somebody loses their job. But then again, like I said, we have this Page of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups behind it, with the Strength card behind it. So we can face that and we're going to be okay. We're going to get finances that we need. The universe is going to make sure that our needs are met. We might have a new job right away, before we even have a chance to cry about this other job. Something like that. Or it could be a person suddenly has to leave your life, or you could be finding out something about somebody that maybe they weren't, genuine, really a friend. And so you're having to let them go, and that's unexpected too. And so that's never going to be the same. But again, your life goes on, you're okay. And, no need to panic about this tower that's showing up. Moving on to the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the Hangman in reverse. This is a very spiritual card in many, many ways, but it can also be that we're holding on to something and we really need to let it go. And it may be a wish, a hope, a prayer, something we've been, wanting to manifest, and it just hasn't manifested, and we're still hanging on like for dear life. And it's just time to let that dream go. That's not what the universe has in store for us necessarily. That's not necessarily what's meant for us, at least not in this time. And it hasn't been in the past time thus far. So let's try to, focus on something new and bring that into our life rather than, putting ourselves in this position of stalemate. That's not good for anybody, right? As I said, it's a very spiritual card, and what we may be letting go of is maybe some sort of religious beliefs or ideologies, or maybe even some aspects of our spirituality that we've developed something new and something better, or we're yearning for something new and something better. So in order for us to, be introduced to that, we have to let go of the old things. Like I was speaking to somebody on one of my videos the other day. Oh yes, a longtime client and viewer of mine, this woman Terry. So you may see her comments on last week's video. And she was saying how she's finally let go of all the labels and stuff like, twin flame and this and that. And we're on our own timelines and things. I let go of that previously, but that's my journey, So her journey, she needed to travel down that road a little bit longer. And now she's reached the destination where it's saying, okay, time to let that go and introduce something new. And, something similar could be going on with more of you. And in fact, we're both air signs. So that's funny. I'm a Gemini. I am an Aquarius moon though. So and I got some more. So more Gemini and more Aquarius. So I'm heavily both, but she's an Aquarius sun. So this card actually does apply to both of us. That's funny. Moving on to the water signs. Your card is the Ace of Wands in reverse. And, even although it's not upright and some of the wonder and joy that it may bring might be delayed, there's still plenty of reason to feel really good when the Ace of Wands in reverse shows up. Aces are always about new opportunities. So this one may be later rather than sooner, still there for you. Perhaps even toward the end of the week, the end of the reading. Also, somebody or some of you, maybe a few somebodies, could be dealing with and experiencing anxiety. And this is a good time for you to talk to somebody, whether it's a therapist or even a friend, maybe somebody that goes through something similar, about how you might deal with it or how they go about dealing with that sort of thing, releasing anxiety, finding out what the root is so that you can learn better how to deal with it. You may come across somebody to talk to, and it could be this fire energy that's helping you to do that, the Leo, and maybe the Mercury in Leo. All right, so on that note, let's look at some more cards. And just take these away completely. Beginning with yet another Nine of Cups. So again, this is a very positive week so far, even despite the Tower. And our dreams are coming true. Wishes are being granted. Prayers are being answered. There's yes answers waiting for some of us that have questions, direct yes or no questions. Now's the time your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. That could apply to some, for the soulmate thing. You might be saying like, how is he going to come back? How is she going to come back? Or how am I going to meet him? How am I going to meet her? Staying local. I rarely go out. I only run to the store. Or maybe on your way to the store is how you meet them. It says, don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God that it's happening if that's what you've been trying to manifest. And right behind this, we have the Princess or Page of Cups also. The Page of Cups is sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. So maybe that's the question where somebody's asking a question and you're saying yes. It could also be tied to the dice, religious dinner. No, not religious dinner, romantic dinner, and buy shoes perhaps. Also upright, the Queen of Spring, talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. She is confident, possibly a Leo or an Aries or Sagittarius or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The Page of Cups, of course, is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I didn't mention also that the Hangman is a Pisces or representative of that energy. So maybe some of the air signs have a Pisces that is particularly significant in their lives, at least this week. And again, the Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. So let's go ahead and mix these up a little bit more now. Or again, mix them up again. Little piles, bunching them together with no rhyme or reason. Some are upside down, some are right side up, some go on the bottom, some go on the top, some go in the middle. Seven of Winter, Seven of Swords. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. Seven of Swords can be about somebody returning to your life, in my experience, or recovering things that are lost or that have been stolen. Also, I say that it represents the energy of joy stealing. And remind people that it's not always something else or someone else that's causing us to have our joy stolen from us. Sometimes we can do it by lacking confidence. When we lack confidence, we have no faith. We're afraid to take risks. We miss out on opportunities. We rob ourselves of those opportunities. We rob ourselves of that happiness when we don't choose what's really in our heart to choose and do what's really in our heart and soul to do, right? What we've been guided to do. So crowning the masculine this week, it's another Page of Pentacles. Cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion, scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something new or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. So that's for you, masculine. That's crowning you. Remember, we just had another Page of Pentacles as our overall energy before. Surrounding the masculine, the Three of Wands. So this is all about the abundance coming. It's saying it might be a little bit delayed, though we might have to have some patience, just like the Ace of Wands indicated in reverse. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need some patience for the next phase to play out. And that's the same thing I said to everybody with regard to that Page of Pentacles energy. Stop and take the time to pat yourself on the back and to catch your breath and take a rest. If you've been working hard and you've finally been successful in achieving whatever it was you set out to achieve, you manifested that dream in full. Now bask in that before, planning something new. Take a break before starting a new goal. Catch your breath. Masculine subconscious, the Prince of Winter, the Knight of Swords. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. The Knight of Swords is decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. He's also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Both of these, if it is this Virgo and Gemini energy, ruled by Mercury, of course, which enters Leo this week, fire energy, or Venus, also a ruler of Gemini and Libra, and Taurus, moves into the water, right, into Cancer this week. Crowning the Feminine, Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. This can be representative of some sort of government agency, an authority, one's actual father, our own personal need to take the lead, maybe get into a leadership position, could be at work, could be in our private life. A likely gentleman could be particularly significant. He may be a father, an older gentleman, somebody established that we respect, possibly an Aries or a Scorpio. Could be a married man or a divorcee or a widower. May be particularly significant to the feminine this week. Feminine surrounded by the Knight of Wands, also passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your own inner guidance. It could definitely be involving an Aries, right? The Emperor represents the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. The Prince or Knight of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be some fire on fire action. A feminine Aries or a feminine Leo or Sag dealing with a masculine Aries, a divorcee, someone who's married, a widower, something going on there. Let's see some more feminine subconscious. The 8 of Earth, 8 of Pentacles. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and going back to school. So being rewarded this week, the feminine, for wherever she's put her effort, wherever she's done the work, she's getting the results out from that place. That's what the 8 of Earth is saying to us. But crowning is the 8 of Swords, an illusion of being trapped. So here comes the fear. A lack of self-confidence, right? Goes right along with our overall energy, the 7 of Swords. Being afraid to take action. The Emperor should not be afraid to take action. So that may be from what the feminine can draw, knowing that I have to take back control of my life. And that may involve leaving something behind, letting go of something that does not serve us or someone, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate, the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, anybody that watches me in particular knows that I also feel about that card that it represents like settling, staying in a job because you get a paycheck, even though you are hated there, you hate the place, you hate the work, you hate the people, they hate you, it's miserable, but I get a paycheck. Or staying in a relationship, it's same thing, it's miserable, he beats you, she beats you, whatever, you can't stand to look at each other, it smells, I don't know, I'm just making up stuff, but it's just a miserable existence. But they split the rent with me, but we have kids together, but, like making reasons of why you should stay, and you just really want to go. So something, and maybe that's what you have to let go of the fear of so that you can let this thing go. Heart of the matter, the 5 of fire. This is conflict or you being conflicted. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others, usually close friends and or family in my experience with this card. Let's go around again. So clarifying, the Princess of Autumn, the Page of Pentacles is the 3 of Swords. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Maybe involving a party of 3. We got another 3 here too. Surrounding that 3 of Wands is the King of Water, King of Cups. He is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. So we have to be patient, maybe. Have to be patient based on the 3 of Wands, because this is what we're manifesting in full. Like this sort of person that we can trust. Maybe it may very well be a male and or masculine energy that we can trust. But there's been hurt in the past. By him, I think, rather than to him. I mean, I'm sure he suffered his own share too, but I just feel like this is coming from him. Another scenario that I'm getting is this is 2 masculines or 2 males. An earth sign, a water sign, and maybe an air sign female. These may have been the 2 choices that she had and didn't necessarily choose wisely. So that's why there's hurt and a hesitance to try to make a comeback. But they may try to do so anyway. This isn't the love reading. This is the general reading. But this is what's coming out so far. Atop the Knight of Swords, clarifying the Knight of Swords, the 10 of Earth. Okay, a very happy home life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. For somebody else or somebody's else, there may be an inheritance or something that is resulting possibly from someone's passing, maybe an earth sign, and maybe more specifically a Virgo. This could be somebody's father, and maybe you've been waiting for a while for the settlement or something, insurance, I don't know. And this is when it comes, or soon it comes. You might get like the letter or something saying soon, so you have to be a little bit more patient. Where at the 3 of Wands, we need to make it to the 4 of Wands to fully manifest. Atop the Emperor, for the feminine, is the 9 of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. Some of us starting our own businesses, or we're finding our businesses thriving. An opportunity arises for us in business. We're going to take it. The work is paying off that we've been doing. But surrounding the feminine is another 7 of Swords. So remember, again, that's our overall energy, the 7 of Swords. Here is yet another one. So we could be afraid to take the opportunity. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. Now, of course, everybody's not going to be having an opportunity to start their own business, but there's some opportunity that comes up for the feminine that it looks like she's afraid to pursue. But if you do, you put your effort into it, you will reap what you've sown. Atop that 8 of Earth is the Ace of Swords. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a matter, and possibly a challenging beginning. So it is a new start. Again, where you put the effort, this is the victory that comes out. Atop the 8 of Swords, at the top here, the Page of Cups. See, I knew I was feeling that this has something to do with love or emotions for a bunch of the masculine. The Page of Cups is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. And like the King, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and there are heightened psychic abilities. Pay close attention to your intuition. Let it guide you toward what you should do. At the root, atop the 4 of Pentacles, is another Knight of Wands. We got one over here And now we got one here. So it's like they're crossing each other. The Knight of Wands is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. You're going to get an opportunity to let this thing go again that you've been holding on for so long, so tightly to this thing or this person, whatever it is. Another chance to let it go is going to come up. It's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to take it. Could absolutely have to do with romantic relationships or other relationships that in which you're invested, right? Your emotions are in it, even if it's a friend. A sudden event needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. And lastly, at the heart of the matter, atop the 5 of fire is the king of, the king of fire, the king of wands. He is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The king of fire is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, is representative of the divine masculine in the tarot too. And for some, that's what this is about. Like I said, there was some other relationship stuff, maybe karmic relationships. That's what the parties of 3 were about. And we've been through that. That caused hurt. But now there's an opportunity to remedy it all. Are you going to choose to or not? Let's see what the further advice to the masculine suggests. Another major arcana card, 11, strength. Again, represents the sign of Leo and helps us to face any and everything that comes our way, even our own pride and, and our own guilt and our own failures, our own, everything that we're having to deal with, to get the guts up, as they said, to speak what's in our heart now, finally. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments, including against yourself. Instead, let's try to exercise some forgiveness and compassion. And lastly, for the feminine, major arcana card 2, the high priestess. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully make this decision and decide whether or not you're going to take action. The high priestess is a Gemini or a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And she has a decision to make too. She doesn't rush to it. She doesn't rush to judgment. She doesn't rush the decision. She's going to look at her intuition, definitely rely very heavily on that. What's in her heart to do? What does she feel like in her gut to do? What makes sense? Because she's very smart also. And then she's going to make a decision and then do it. Don't tell anybody what you're doing, especially those of you, like I said, you have some potential to maybe start a new relationship in your life, or to recover a past relationship, or to start a business, or to have some sort of success in your work and or your business, a growth opportunity or something. Don't tell anybody about it until you decide what you're going to do and you make a move, because somebody might try to get in there and steal your joy, like throw a monkey wrench in, and just because they just want to throw salt on what you have going on. So be careful about that. Other than that, it should be a good week. I'll be back with love. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't mind sharing, I appreciate it. Commenting, supposedly it's necessary. It really helps. That's according to YouTube. I try to answer all of my comments if they actually show them to me. So, we can engage. You can ask me questions if those of you who would like to, who have any. I don't charge people for questions. I know some people do. I've never done that. What else? If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. I'll be back with love, like I said. Namaste.